I'm Caroline.
I'm Phil.
And welcome to our, well, it's not a mudlarking happy hour, is it? This is our happy hour, and today we've got a bit of fun coming up. And you may notice there are a few things dotted around the place.
Yes. Now, the reason for that is there's been a bit of a gig going on in London today. Yeah. And I suppose really we're party crashers. Because, yeah, well, you know when you hear there's a party going on and you decide you'd like to go because you fancy a party, but you haven't got an invite and you don't particularly know what it's all about, but you're quite happy to get involved in the atmosphere. Well, we've got a bit of an inroad here, haven't we? Because really it goes back to our eldest who got a bargain after the Diamond Jubilee. The truth is, my mum's house is completely decorated with bunting, flags and the rest. We were at our eldest this afternoon with our two eldest grandchildren having a tea party, and the whole house was decorated with bunting and cups and everything, all Coronation, all Union Jack themed. And then we brought some home. And all of this was possible because we raised our children to know when there's a bargain and to buy it.
Very frugal.
So she was buying 20-foot rolls of bunting for 23 pence. She was buying
the cups for 13, was it? Yeah, 13p, something like that.
And she paid about 10p for the plates. So she spent about £2 and had a dirty great big carrier bag full, which has serviced 3 houses because she thought there's got to be a royal event at some time.
She was right.
So she bought them all up after the last royal event when the local supermarket was selling them off.
Yep.
So we've done really well. We at Manky and Panky have got outfits. We've got flags. We've got hats. Did you notice the hat? I thought I'd go for the jaunty angle. I thought that suited me better.
Well, I tried doing a Camilla sort of look and try curling my hair, but I've only got a straightener. So this is about as curly as it came. And I've got my hat, which I'm going to take off now because I can't put my glasses on my head. But for those of you who are thinking, well, Phil's really made the effort, Caroline hasn't. You may not know this, only a few select people know this, but just before Charles and Camilla left to get in the carriage to go to the church, they realised how cold it was. So Charles ran back and put his thermals on, and Camilla went and put one of these on. It was identical to this, and I thought, what a coincidence. Yep. So underneath all her dress and robe, she was wearing one of these. So
lumberjack, fleecy top and crown.
Yes, because it was so cold.
That's going to be the look at their house tonight.
Oh, yeah.
When they get all the glad rags off.
They look just like us, babe.
Indeed, indeed.
I can imagine Charles in his stripy shirt.
Well, look, see, I've got the red, white and blue, but due to the fact there's a complete absence from the Union Jack of our Welsh flag, I've made up for that with me tie. So there we go.
Lexi said, long may you reign, Phil and Caroline.
I love my crown. It's not as heavy as is, not as expensive either. So, who's in first? Have we sorted that out? We'll forget.
First in was Ed Creative. Well done, Ed. Followed by Lexi B. Well done, Lexi. And third place was Laura Lakefrog. So well done to you three for being the first three in. And who was pipped to the post? Bonnie Tyler fan 34. Ooh, nearly made it.
There we go. Yeah, and there's lots of chat going on even before we arrived.
Had to get to the bottom. What a lot of chatting.
And I've got to say that in the...
Oh, Phyllis said they may be watching.
You
Charles
never know.
And Camilla, they may be.
I'm not
as
sure.
long as the celebrations are over with, they could well be watching. Good point.
I think they may have a concert or something going on. They usually do.
Oh, but you know what they're like? They'll sneak off to watch us. They do love watching our show.
It's handy, innit? If you're that rich, and if you've got that big a house, and if you've got that good a job, you get to have a concert in your own garden with all of the top stars, and you haven't got to buy a ticket.
I know, it's brilliant, isn't it?
I know. And then the average poor guy's got to save up like £100 to get to see just one of those acts. Yep. There's no justice in the world.
In fairness, though, we couldn't actually fit them in. If we wanted to put them in our garden, by the time they bring all their roadies and their equipment and their stage and their lighting...
Yeah, that's probably why we've never done it.
We wouldn't fit in the garden anyway, so...
Yeah, that's probably why we haven't done it. But there we go.
Ed said they may be watching on their phones. Good point.
Who knows? Yes, on the royal phone, yes. But... wow, what a busy time it was in London today, I bet. They better make some real arrangements. Yes. People have been camping out for days.
Yes, I think Beata is actually in London today.
Is she?
She had Heinzer, so when she comes back from her trip to the UK, she'll probably tell us about it.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure, because I tried emailing to see if I could get hold of them, to see how long they were here, but I wasn't sure how long the stay was. I know they were going to London. I wasn't sure if they'd be there for the coronation.
No, but
I
think they are there today. I think I remember her saying she'll be in London.
The stalwarts, the ones who want to get the best view, they get in there early. They had their tent set up 3 days ago, all along the Mall, wasn't it?
And it's been raining.
I know.
Not
it
funny.
It was glorious when they arrived, and then it went all iffy. And it was pretty iffy today. It hasn't stopped raining down here.
Laura said it's skipping, and Ed says getting buffering.
Oh.
Now, why is it doing that?
I don't know.
Oh, better now, Lee said. Must have been having a moment.
Ah, that's peculiar. We don't usually get... Well, we haven't had her on anything for a long time, but we never had her on the live show.
No.
Unless we...
Well, apologies in advance in case it happens again.
Yes, and the problem is if we shut off our modem now and restart to try and sort anything our end, in case it is, then we lose all the connections. So we will struggle on.
Catherine Williams said we are having our village party tomorrow. Hope it's not too wet.
Well,
it's going to be,
in Wales,
it's going to be dry.
I know in Wales we've got a cracking day tomorrow. Tomorrow's the good day of the weekend.
So you should be okay there.
It's iffy Monday. It was tipping down today, and tomorrow it's a cracking day. Because I said to Caroline, it looks like if we don't film tomorrow, we won't have a film for next week because the weather's iffy from there on. But so we're looking to see if we can make a film tomorrow because the weather's going to be so good. So there we go.
Darth said, I'm sure it's a busy day for British internet. Good point. That could well be why everything's struggling.
Yeah, I suppose everybody's uploading stuff and all the rest of it. It's quite funny because we're all dressed up and having fun tonight, but we're probably among the few people in Britain who haven't watched the coronation. It's because the coronation was completely taken over by the BBC. They had full control of all the editorial rights. You can't watch BBC unless, if you live in the UK, unless you have a license. And we haven't had a TV license for years. We just decided that we just didn't watch enough on there to warrant...
There's very rarely something on we want to watch anyway.
That's right. You know, I thought, well, I can have BritBox for less than half the price of paying the TV license, and I find more than enough on there for the odd occasions we get to watch TV. So we don't have a license. So we double checked today because somebody had said, oh, they're going to lift it so that you can watch it even if you haven't got one. But no, that was only if you were going to put on a venue, say in a church hall, and you were going to allow people in for free, let them bring their own refreshments if they wished, so it would cost them nothing. In that situation, the BBC were going to waive the license fee, because if you want a license fee for a day, you have to buy it for the year. That's how it works. So we decided, it wasn't worth that.
No, I had to look at a few pictures on the BBC to see what they were wearing.
Yeah,
but,
there we go.
We couldn't go on their news thing, the app, and you can see pictures, but we couldn't watch anything live, and we couldn't even watch the live coverage on Sky because it was still coming from the BBC.
Anything,
so
anything
even on YouTube, we couldn't watch it.
But anything live anyway, under any conditions, we're not allowed to watch live TV. You know, if we watch anything, even if it's Amazon is putting it out and it's live and we get receiving it, we have to hold a license for the BBC. It's the law. So that's how the law works. Fair enough. We don't have one. That's right. So we have not watched the coronation. People around the world have watched it. Because, of course, they don't need a TV licence to watch BBC in other countries. I'm just going to try
moving my camera a minute because it's been driving me bananas.
We're moving. We're on the move.
If I slide this down there now.
Bye-bye.
No, it's not working. For some reason, there's something wrong with our setup tonight.
Yeah. I keep pinching the camera.
Yes.
I pinch the camera.
I can't remember where it was last time, so...
Yeah, so we'll be fine.
Yes, we'll do. You can see us. We're on screen just about. Phil's a little bit pushed out the side.
That's right.
Right then. I think that we should have a question.
I thought you might think that.
There we go.
Right.
Good point, Ed says, so we're not allowed to watch this show. No, I think that's okay. You can watch...
Yeah, you can watch YouTube.
But you couldn't watch the BBC live on YouTube.
But you can't watch... Well, BBC isn't live on YouTube.
It was, yeah. All the ones were either BBC Live or it was Sky News, which was streaming the live BBC. Oh, it just gets very confusing. But yes, you can watch, as far as I knew, yes, you can watch live shows.
You can watch this because this is a private production. It's got nothing to do with them. But if you're watching terrestrial TV, can't watch ITV, can't watch BBC Two, and you can't watch anything live. So I don't think we can even... I'm not sure how it works with live sporting events if you've paid for the package. Well, we just don't watch nothing.
No idea.
No, I just settle down to the BritBox box set and watch Poirot if I want some entertainment. Or at the moment we're watching Keeping Up Appearances.
Yes.
Again. Because we've seen it several times before, but we still find it very entertaining. Richard and Hyacinth, very entertaining indeed. Okay.
But just on a side note there, lots of people, when I didn't used to come on screen when we were doing mudlarking, thought that I looked like Mrs. Bouquet because of my voice. Ooh. So there you go.
Ooh. Here we go. Caroline, Mrs. Bouquet. If you don't know who that is, you'll have to look it up. Look up Keeping Up Appearances, and you'll find a Hyacinth Bouquet. She always answers the phone and says, "Hello, lady of the house speaking."
I don't answer the phone.
No.
You'll never get me on the phone. I haven't answered the phone for years.
If I remember rightly, you've done the little diddly flip,
yes,
and I've got to do the question.
Yeah, we will get there.
I'm here.
Okay, question.
Now, every other question tonight will have in some form a royal monarch, king, queen type connection. Just to keep it in the theme of the parties that have been going on.
Before you, sorry to interrupt again, but Laura says more skipping. I think if you take that hat off because it's moving, and the more things move, the more information has to go down, and that's what I find. No, when we're doing the...
Yeah, but it's not moving any more than my head.
No, but it's got to process all these colours and shapes, and I think that's what... I just think that's what...
My shirt's doing that more than
probably, but your head's... Anyway... We don't know, so we'll carry on and see how it goes.
Anyway, I thought I was asking a question.
You were, go on.
I was. So, first question does have a royal connection, but it is also an apology for an error in this week's video. Yes.
You bad boy.
If anybody had spotted it and put up the error before I mentioned it, then they would have got a bonus point. But in the video, I made a mistake. I said Edward VII was made king in 1485 when I actually meant to say Henry VII. Trouble is with me, if I think of Henry, I think of the 8th, and I thought it's not Henry VIII, it's not Henry VIII, so I don't say the wrong name. And I turned around and it's not Henry VIII, and I said Edward VII. So it was Henry VII who was made king in 1485. But there is... and has been and was a King Edward VII. Question is, in which century did he become king? Was it A, the 18th century, B, the 19th century, or C, the 20th century?
Go.
When do you think King Edward VII became king? Do you think it was in A, the 18th century, B, the 19th century, or C, the 20th century? So obviously the 18th century is 1700 and odd, the 19th century is 1800 and odd, and the 20th century would be 1900 and odd.
Which is completely useless on me, because even though we live in the UK, I have no idea about what kings came when.
Now, there is something that would give this away. If you know a certain thing, which Caroline may know and not realise it, then it would give you a hint.
A hint. A
hint in the direction to go.
A clue.
Bit of a clue, yeah.
Right. I think you're probably more likely to guess it than I am, so I think you may have heard something you may know Phil's clue, but I really...
According to Richard Serrage, Henry the 24th.
Oh, that one, yes, I remember him.
He's having kings of his own up there. He's got his own independent state going. Right, let's have a look here. Ooh, we've got lots of answers, and we've got quite a variety. And we've got some that are right, which is always encouraging.
Right.
In fact, I can see 3 right ones. Let's just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Right then, folks. It is, drum roll, 20th century.
Why should I know that?
King Edward cigars. If you think of King Edward cigars, And the guy sat on the front. He looks very much in a suit. He wasn't dressed like a king of the ancient times then, you know, the chap with the cigars. King Edward cigars.
Missed that one completely.
But where the problem comes for a lot of people, even if you know a little bit of history and think he's relatively modern, wasn't he Victoria's son and all the rest, is still a question mark of whether it was the 20th or the 19th, because it was 1901. So he was only 1 year into the 20th century when he became king.
Right. So did anybody get that right?
They did. They did.
Well done.
We have to go down a fair way. There was
Right,
lots
I'm
and lots of
impressed.
guesses, but we had to go down a fair way to get the right answers. But the right answers, as I see them on my list, first position goes to Carlin Scott,
Well done, Carlin.
followed by Linda Peterson,
Well done, Linda.
followed by Rachel Bailey,
Well done, Rachel.
and because he's the fourth correct answer and he was right behind Rachel, a special mention for Abercombe Boy, Rufus Williams. Rufus was correct
Well done,
answer,
Rufus.
but just one behind the other three. So it's Carlin, Linda and Rachel take the first three podiums on the first question and the first one with a royal connection.
Right, we're going to do an experiment now.
Ooh.
I'm going to get Phil to move around a lot and let us know if that causes buffering or not. So move side to side.
I am moving around.
That's it.
I am being a buffer.
Oh, you do a very good job there. I'm very impressed.
I'm on
There
the
you
high
go. If you
seas.
stop now and see if that buffer's on your screen, let me know if it does, please.
Yeah, because it hasn't happened for them yet, see? But it will in a moment. Right. So, and I'd just like to say, while everybody's waiting to see if it buffers, how many lovely comments we've had about the video, and particularly lovely comments about Oliver's cameo in it. Everybody thinks he's a real star and a favourite. So that's that went down well. And it was what's the matter?
Oh, sorry. Laura said it cuts out for a second, but then Dan said no. And Richard said no.
There you go.
Catherine said no. Something okay. Well, then,
No,
so
my friend, doing
ignore
it
me
Phil's.
then, what do I know?
Doing it Phil's episode. So, as I was saying, people really loved Oliver, and we were chatting with Oliver and his mum and dad, and Oliver's mum was saying that he's doing little videos and he's doing them on a private account just to get in his practice and have fun, but she's going to wait until he's 10 before he begins to do anything that goes public, which I think is very sensible of mum, because she wants to protect young Oliver, because within this environment, with us coming on our channel occasionally, he's very protected, because we know everyone here is lovely, you're kind and supportive, but obviously you've got
There are some meanies
there's
out
some
there,
mean
so
people around, and no one would want Oliver to be hurt by people who are just being mean for the sake of it, because he's an amazing young man.
Yes.
And he does a brilliant job. But it was absolutely fantastic to meet him, to do the brick swap, and to be on the river, even if my footwear was not appropriate, nor my clothing. But as Oliver said, we rescued a brick.
we did.
We did indeed. Have we got that picture?
Yes.
I tell you what, we got a picture here drawn by Oliver, which was sent through to us.
Now, P. Mitch said Phil is almost out of the picture. I know.
I'm terrible. I'm
We
always
tried to
doing
get the setup right, and it's
I'm
been
always
a
doing that.
nightmare.
I did.
And now Phil's out of the
that. I
picture
did
as
put
well.
my seat down and I'm all over the place. How's that?
There we go. You're a bit more in now.
I should be. I'm in front of everything. There we go. This is a picture that Oliver drew, and it's the Abergavenny Brick Swap is the title. I think he's put all these in the background there and all the street lights on the road. Me and Phil saved a brick. That's correct. We went and dug out a brick, and then he's written a little message saying thank you for the brick swap. Love you lots, Oliver. So that's a lovely picture that Oliver did of his day on the river and the brick swap. So we wanted to put that up tonight for everyone to see. So that was really nice.
It was very lovely, isn't it? Very thoughtful of him.
Yeah, because it was actually driving by road. It was 7 miles, I believe, from where we were, but it was kind of en route home because Crickhowell is further away. So we went in over the mountains and then come back through the main road. So we were coming via Abergavenny virtually on the way back.
Yep.
And it meant, and of course, it meant that we could let Kate know we were coming by to see if it was convenient, and Kate never let Oliver know, so we all were able to have a nice surprise meet-up, which was great fun. Great fun. We enjoyed it. I know Oliver enjoyed it, and from the comments we've had, I think you all enjoyed it too, so that was really special.
Right, now we're going to do...
Yes, mail time. I'm just having a little drink there. Okay, here we go. Have a look at this, folks. I think we had a book on mail time last week, didn't we?
Yep, that's for me.
Yes, and here we have a cracking book for myself and Caroline. And this again is from Anne and Jason. And the book is called San Helen, A Journey Through Wales, Past, Present and Future. So that sounds very intriguing. Now I had a little look through and saw the titles of some of the places. I'm going to read the book, and I said to Caroline, if it lends itself to it, this may be a good basis for a tour. That we could take, each chapter goes to a different place, then we could go and do the tour of the places and follow the route of the book. Now, whether or not it lends itself to that, I won't know until I've read through it. But it certainly looks interesting, and I almost thought I said Tom Burley.
Yes, Tom Bullow.
Yeah, because of my dyslexia, I guess words more often than not. And on the back end it says, it seemed to say to me, one hot dry summer, Tom Burley set out on foot on a journey through Wales. And I was thinking, did he? Wow, that is good. But this is a journey through Wales. And hopefully we'll be able to base something on it as well. But I'm looking forward to reading it and finding out, especially where it says that it's a journey through Wales past, present and future, which is something we always love to look at, is to know the history, to see what's there now and to see the potential that's there for the future. So that should be good. And it's got some lovely illustrations, as you can see from the cover. Some beautiful illustrations which are done by Jackie Morris. So
thank you very much. It's going to be interesting to get through that and see what's
indeed.
Inside.
It is
You
indeed.
have no idea, so it's going to be a real treat.
And one of the things I like, and I don't know if anyone else out there has trouble reading as I do, but whenever I pick up a book, I have to have a look for the spacing of the lines and the clarity of the print. Because if it's a good dark print on a good light page and they've spaced it well, I can read it a lot easier. Some books, they try to get too many words on a page.
Very difficult to read.
And the background paper isn't as crisp as it could be, so you end up with that. And the harder it is for me to read, the more tired I get when I'm reading. But that is absolutely brilliant. So there we go. I can see Dolgethley in there.
Dolgethley.
I can see Dolgethley. So thank you very much to Anne and Jason.
Yeah, Anne said I thought it said Tom Burley for a split second when I first saw it.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, good grief. Tom, you kept that quiet.
Thank you for that. It's a real nice surprise. We weren't expecting that and it arrived.
Yeah, I'll show you one of the illustrations now, because they're very different to what you sometimes see in these.
I love that squirrel.
Yeah, very different indeed. So that's done with ink, isn't it? That looks like ink work, doesn't it? Like
Paint.
print.
I would have. Well, I don't know. Could it be watercolor?
Yeah, it could
Possibly,
be
or it could be ink.
I suppose because it's in black, I think ink. There we go. Similar sort of setup. Look, and they've done the butterfly. Lovely.
Lexi said, "Have you ever tried one of those blue filter sheets to read with?"
No, I understood they were more for when the words, because some people have it that the words move around, don't they? And I don't get that problem. My problem simply is that reading is hard work and my eyes tire very quickly. If I need to get to sleep, I read a few pages and I'm gone. I can sit and watch something for hours, but as soon as I read, boom, my eyes start to close on me. So it's just that difficulty of when it's not crisp. When I print the questions, I won't show the questions, I'll show this sheet that I printed. I always print on white paper, dark black, and I put the spacing on the size so it's nice. The easier, I tell everyone when a member of the family wants to take part and speak in a service and they're going to write notes, I say to them, nicely spaced, larger print than you need when you're in the house. Because as soon as your eyes begin to contract because of nerves, it's easier to focus on something bigger and clearer. So that's what I always do. So I love clear print. It's a relief. When we're in
hello, Bonnie.
When we're into... Hello, Bonnie.
She's only popping in for a minute, so it's a quick hello.
Okay. Because when I look at books in charity shops, I'll open one up and can't read that. Because I know I'll read half a page and I'll be asleep. Right then. Should we do another question?
Yes, we really should.
Should we? Do you think so? Now, having one Oliver's drawing, we're now going to have an Oliver-inspired question. Seems he was star of the show. One of Oliver's finds was a Scrabble tile that he said reminded him of his mum, who he loves the most, because it was the capital letter M for mum. What is the M tile worth in Scrabble? Is it A, 1 point, B, 2 points, or C, 3 points?
Go! Just got that done in time.
Yes, lucky I slowed down. What are we thinking? Do you think it's 1 point for an M? Do you think it's 2 points for an M? Or do you think it's 3 points for an M?
No, Richard, it's not 27.
Just depends how many M's you got.
Yeah, I suppose. Possibly. Is that a clue? What goes into 27?
1. And 3.
Oh, and 3, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So,
ooh, here come the answers.
Yeah, we got lots of answers. Quite a variety too. Right then.
Right, but do we have a winner?
We do. We do indeed. We have a first, a second, and a third.
Oh, we do. Don't
yes. No, we got a first, second, and a third. Because to my surprise, it was 3. And to everyone else's surprise, they thought he won't do C twice. So I did.
You sneaky.
Oh, I am. I'm sneaky. Sneaky, that's me. That's my middle name. Phil Sneaky Johnson. Yes, it was 3 points for an M. And that means that you had to put a C or a 3. And the first person to put a C was Laura. Laura Lakefrog.
Well, Laura.
There we go. That's the first. And then Colin Scott.
Well done, Colin.
And then we've got to scroll down. Not too far though to find Sandy Black.
Well done, Sandy.
So there we go. It's Laura, Colin, and Sandy. You've got first, second, and third on the Oliver question.
There we
which,
go.
I thought it was very cute that he gave such a sort of lovely compliment to his mum on video. And I thought, well, let's get a question based around his finds. And that was the question he came up with.
Lexi said, I just stuck with B because chat is way ahead of the video. I'm not sure, but I think if you go on to know the little red line on the bottom, it won't be at the end. I think you can drag it further to the end after it's buffered, I think. I may be completely wrong.
Nah.
Right, so now we got some more pictures.
There we go.
And we go for Lexi next. That's not Lexi.
No.
She doesn't look like that.
Lexi has discovered a rather large panda. Now I'm assuming that the fence panel behind stands at least 6 foot tall, because generally fence panels are 6 foot, and this is at a garden centre. So that panda is sitting about 5 foot tall, sat down. That is one big panda. I have made inquiries. There wasn't a price tag on him, but I've been assured by Lexi it would be thousands of pounds. Could even get up to £10,000.
I'd love one in my garden.
But I did say to stick that in the garden with bamboo growing around it would look absolutely brilliant. You know, that would look fantastic. But Lexi saw that, couldn't resist sending it in. But that's not the only picture we've got of a panda, is it?
No, which one do we need now? This one?
Yes.
Bear with me because I don't know if I got the right pictures coming up.
There we go. Now then, this panda is not in a garden centre. I can assure you that. This is a picture sent in by Rachel Bailey, and she wrote, as promised, here is a photo of one of the pandas in the zoo in Washington, D.C. I visited in 2008. So there we go. Rachel Bailey went in 2008 and visited the Washington Zoo, and that's one of the pandas that was there, and she sent us the picture, which I think is absolutely brilliant. And this is actually Rachel herself being arrested for whatever offence she's committed. No, actually she wasn't being arrested, because I've got her note for that one too. I was staying with my friend Dawn at her home in Maryland. She's taking the photo. We went to New York for the day. It was about 2.5 hours drive, then a subway. We came across a group of NYPD, and Shirley, that's the friend behind her in the photo, asked if we could have a photo with them. If I remember rightly, we were around Times Square, and they happily obliged. So there we go. 2 very nice police officers in New York having their photograph taken with Rachel and her friend Shirley, and her other friend is not on camera because Dawn is taking the picture.
Yep.
And this is Rachel herself, who has not only made the beautiful necklace that she is wearing, but also the tiara that she has on.
Very clever.
Yes, she said, here's a couple of photos I took of me wearing a beaded headband I made in the last couple of days as a crown using a metal headband, wire and beads. I know I won't keep it as I don't wear tiaras, so I'll be recycling the beads at some point. And she mentioned the necklace I'm wearing is made with semi-precious stone beads by knotting between each bead. So there we go. So those are Rachel's pictures. So we got a couple of pandas in the show tonight. And
yeah, and Lexi said the one was more like over 6 feet.
Was it? Right. There we go. So that fence behind must have been an 8-foot fence. There we go, see? There we go. I was just having a guess.
Yep.
And I guessed wrong.
Right,
so
let's have another question then. Trying to get to the questions before it's too late.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. We're halfway through and have half the questions. That's unheard of.
Whoops. I'll get there. Hang on, I'm back. It's been a really long day. That's my excuse.
Yeah, very long day, very long day. Hold on a minute. Just pouring myself a drink. Okay, folks. Hang on and choke it. There we go. King Charles III was the first heir to the throne to earn a university degree. And he actually did one piece of his degree down at Aberystwyth, which I believe was Lexi's part of the world when it came to university time. But they weren't there at the same time, because he was there in 1960 something. He was the first heir to the throne to earn a university degree, and while an undergraduate at Cambridge, he performed in a symphony concert by the Trinity College Orchestra in December 1967. What instrument did King Charles III play on that occasion? Was it A, the cymbals, B, the cello, or C, the clarinet?
Go.
Did I go on?
Yep.
Oh, right.
Well, Rufus said he's had a long day, went into work at 4:30 a.m. yesterday and got home at 1:30 a.m. this morning. God, that's a long shift. If you drove home, I hope we managed to stay awake all the way. I would have been so tired. I don't think I could have driven after that amount of time. I don't do well if I've had that little sleep.
Well, I was with a family recently discussing a service, and the gentleman used to be a baker down in Cardiff, and that meant he was getting up at 1:30 in the morning to go to work in his younger days.
That's crazy, isn't it?
He's getting up at 1:30 in the morning.
It's as good as working nights.
Some people don't go to bed till 1:30 in the morning. But he was getting up because, of course, he had to be it because they had to cook all the bread and have all the stuff. It was a big bakery. It was one of the big, like, almost factory bakeries down there. And they were getting it all out to the shops, and the shops were selling bread at 6 o'clock, and, you know, they needed their deliveries by then. So, yeah, he was up 1:30 to go to work. How crazy is that? But no, I wouldn't fancy a 4:30 shift. Not at all. Right, let's have a look. How are we doing here? Let's see what people are thinking with
Ed
regards
used to get up at 3 o'clock for his last job. God, that's really early. I used to think I was getting up early when I used to get up at 6.
I used to work nights. Didn't I?
You did.
I went night shift. Yeah, and that was weird because I was leaving for work at about 8:30 in the night and then getting home at about 8:30 in the morning. Very strange, working right through the night. And we did work through the nights. You know, it wasn't a case of going to work. You had to work when you were there because I was underground at the time. Okay, let's see where we're going.
Right.
We've got a few people going for cymbals. We've got quite a number of people going for the clarinet. But not so many people going for the cello. But King Charles III, he plays the cello.
No, I wouldn't have placed him as a cello player.
He also plays the trumpet. And he also plays the piano.
Right.
But he stuck with the cello and he played in orchestra for the university in 1967. So we're looking for the B's. The B's. And the first B, I tell you what, Carlin's on the board today.
Oh, well done, Carlin.
You've got the first B, Carlin Scott. The second B, got to go down a bit. Well done, Rufus. Rufus went C, and then 6. Then he went A, and then he went B, and managed to be the second B on the list.
Right.
So there we go. Rufus tried them all, went in turn,
Rufus.
but he got there by default. So we got Colin, Rufus, and the next one was going to be Lee's Warren.
Well done, Lees.
Here we are, Lee's Warren.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, and
I would have got that wrong, definitely.
Christina Cook wasn't far behind, but just missed the podium
nearly
place.
Christina.
Yeah, plays the cello. It's quite a musical chap. Yeah, cello, piano, trumpet. He went into university studying archaeology and something else, but in his second year he switched to history. So, very educated man. And the first to get a degree. First heir to the throne to go to university and earn a degree. I dare say they're all given degrees because universities would shower things on the royals back in their day. But yeah, he was, and he also took command of a ship in the Navy. He's done a few jobs.
Oh, we got some musical people in here. Lexi played the violin in the school orchestra. Flower Girl in Ward 17 said, I played the clarinet and saxophone in symphony in school. Played trumpet in marching band so I could be heard from the 50-yard line. Wow, there's a lot of instruments. Does anybody else play instruments?
Yeah.
Phyllis can play the clarinet. I don't know if you can play anything else, Phyllis. Let us know what are instruments you play.
I can't play anything, but I always fancied the idea of playing a saxophone.
Oh, Ed plays the ukulele a bit. Lexi plays a bit of ukulele too.
There we are, see. All the musical talents coming out now.
Oh, Lee sang the alto in the choir. I'm an alto as well. I could never get up with the sopranos.
Yes, Rachel Bailey said apparently he's the oldest royal in the UK to be crowned.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me at all because he's certainly served a long apprenticeship. Because I was 6. No, yeah. No, I was 8. I was 6. I always confuse 67 and 69, sorry. But I was 8 when he was made Prince of Wales. And I'm 62 now. So he's
waited a long
time. He's had 54 years. He was 21 when he was made his investiture, so that makes him 75. There we go.
Well, Linda played the bagpipes. Let's have a look. Oliver can play the penny whistle. Oh, well done, Oliver. What else we got? Rachel Bailey used to play the piano. Jeannie Nash played the clarinet and oboe. Christina's Cook has always sung in choir since she was 3. Linda Hardy, a piano. Let's have a look. I can't see any more going down. There was one girl, I learned the violin, well, tentatively learned the violin for like about 18 months. I didn't get very far in school. But they had a double bass saying there was one girl in my class when we were 11 who was actually tall enough to play the double bass. But she only did it for about 3 months and she got bored with it and gave up. But it's a huge thing, the double bass.
Oh, I see.
But I couldn't, I'd have been...
Now, in amongst all this paraphernalia, ties, shirts, hats, flags, there's something I have to show you.
Right.
And that is my refreshments. I know you do like food on this channel. So, if you've got a snack, now's the time to unwrap your snack. But I doubt
I bet most people are already munching their snacks right now.
Well, here comes my snack, folks.
Look at that. Is that impressive or what?
There we are. It's got red, white and blue sprinkles. Then if I turn it around, you've got the red, white and blue filling, the white fondant, the blue fondant and the red jam. Then we've got the golden crown on the top. We've even got a shield with the flag on it.
Look at that.
So look at that. I'll do that and turn it up. Here we go.
I've already eaten mine because I can't eat too late in the night, so Phil's got that now.
So this is my snack. It's a very nice cake. This we got this from this was from tea this afternoon. We had a slice of tea and I brought a slice home. Now it says on the box that this will serve 18.
18 people with a reasonable appetite.
But it wouldn't serve 18 of me, I assure you, because this kind of slice, it actually serves 6.
Rachel Bailey said, my dad won awards for his singing and my mum played the piano and organ. Richard said, is my slice in the post? Yep, should be with you in the morning. Oh, Flower Girl in Ward 17 has a cinnamon bun. Oh, I love those.
Tell you what's interesting when it comes to music. My grandfather used to play a pedal organ. He had one in the front room. They lived in a little council house, and in the front room he had a pedal organ. Pedal away, and then all the keys and the stoppers, and he used to play that. But he couldn't read a note of music. But he could play anything on it. My Uncle Albert, he could play. He used to go to the Sunday school, and he'd sit at the keyboard, and they would sing the tune, and Albert would play it. And he'd play all the songs for the Sunday school for the children. My mum can sit at a piano and play, and she's never learned to play. Yet me and my brothers, none of us got it.
No.
They could all play by ear, but it never came to our generation. It doesn't seem to have gone to our children. So, but that's quite unusual, I think. Well, obviously people can do it, but yeah, my mum can play by ear.
Kate Millen said, scones, jam and clotted cream here. And Ed said, I can't read music either. Fortunately, when we were in school, I was 11, we went to big school, and we all had to learn the recorder, whether we wanted to or not. And part of learning the recorder was they taught us to read music. So it's lovely now, as I've got older, when I've dabbled a bit with playing the piano and things, I can read music enough to get myself by, but I don't play the piano very well at all. Very slowly, usually missing the keys.
I have one musical desire on my bucket list. I don't intend to learn to play the piano, but I have got a keyboard. I had a keyboard for my 60th. And the reason I got a keyboard is because there's one tune I want to learn to play. And one day, even if it's when I retire, I will learn to play it.
It's not going to happen that soon.
It might.
I'm not being salty, well, I suppose I am, but Phil just never gets the time to practice, do you?
No, but I will. I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to copy it from the internet and I'm going to learn to play that particular piece.
Oh, Catherine's got Viennese biscuits.
Ooh, that sounds nice. I'm going to eat the crown.
Go on then.
Here we go. Show everybody the crown before I eat it. Here goes the crown, folks. Here we go.
Right, while you're munching your cake, we'd really better have another question because time is running on. If I can find it.
That crown, although it was yellow, tastes of white chocolate. So there. On the subject of luxury and edibles, the Manor Hotel. Wasn't that an impressive place? It's got 3 types of room in the Manor Hotel. It's got standard rooms, deluxe rooms, and superior rooms. Now, one of the things it tells you about the superior rooms, as well as the size of the bathrooms and the spacious bedrooms, is that all superior rooms are contained within the older part, not the new extension, but the Georgian house that was the family home where George Everest grew up until he went to India at 16 and eventually had a mountain named after him. Here's the question, folks. What would it cost for Caroline and I to stay in a superior room at the Manor Hotel tomorrow night, including our breakfast?
Go. Oh no, don't go yet, don't go yet.
Ignore that.
Ignore that.
Ignore that completely.
Ignore that.
And we will have a new go, right? We'll remove that one.
Yeah, well, that's gone. Sorry, we haven't had the A's.
Behave now.
Sorry, we're going to give it a couple of minutes, a minute or so just to...
Just for everyone to calm down, because they're all going. I haven't given any answers.
My fault, sorry.
Yeah, because Caroline hadn't written go the first time. She thought she'd get ahead of the game this time. She'd put it up before I gave the answers. Okay. So
this is started again, so if you put an answer in...
Those answers don't count, because obviously you don't even know what the answers are. Was anybody right? Right, here we go.
Okay, so the last one I can see is in a galaxy far away. So after that, don't put any more in now. And then we'll do the go again when Phil finishes.
Yeah, well, nothing will count before the go anyway, because I haven't given any answers. So we're going to go tomorrow night. We're not, but if we were, and we were going to stay in our Manor Hotel in a superior room in the Georgian section.
Common for us.
With our breakfasts included in the price, would it cost us A, £140, B, £240, C, £340?
Go.
What do you think, folks? For the two of us to stay and have breakfast, would the bill be £140? That would be A. £240 would be B. £340 would be C. Bed and breakfast in a Georgian house converted into a Manor Hotel.
All right. Interesting to see that not many people think it's A. More people think it's B, but even more people, I think it's C.
Right, that's interesting.
So who is right? I hope it's not A, because otherwise we've only got one answer in.
No, we haven't.
Oh no, we got a few for...
No,
we're okay. Yep, we got 1, 2. Oh, we got...
Yeah, we got plenty. But if it's C, we're plenty. And B, we got plenty. And even with A, we got 3. So
Ed said it's free as your royalty. Good point.
Well,
so do you know
folks,
who we are?
There are 3 correct answers. Because the answer is £140. We can stay in a superior room in the Manor Hotel for less than a standard room in the Bear Hotel.
There we go.
I was shocked. I was
shocked.
Stand
there and go,
yeah, I may well just go up there and stay just to say I'd done it.
We could sneak in, couldn't we? Be like stowaways.
It is £140. I went on the booking form, I picked tomorrow, I put in 2 adults, sharing a room with breakfast, bill £140. I didn't press to pay.
No.
Otherwise we'd be going out tomorrow with making a film from inside the room.
Yeah.
Right, so it is £140, and the first answer in that was correct is Ed Creative.
Well done, Ed.
Second correct answer, straight behind him, Dan Fedders.
Well done, Dan.
And then roll down to Rachel Bailey to get the third
Rachel.
correct answer. So there we go. 3 people thought it may be 140 and they were right. Ed, Dan and Rachel. And I was genuinely... You see, when you put in hotels, Crick Owl, it brings you up a row of them. And to my surprise, the Manor Hotel was cheaper than the Bear Hotel. So that was a surprise.
There we go. I bet you in some places it was probably cheaper than a Premier Inn.
Oh,
You don't get breakfast then?
No, you can pay that for a Premier Inn in some places at such short notice. You know, we've had friends. I have a gentleman I work with, a funeral director, and he was saying he and his wife were going to go to a Premier Inn, and when they saw the price, they said we may as well go to a hotel and have our evening meal because we get it for the same price. Hello. So there we are. But that was a surprise to me, and it looks like I wasn't on my own because it looks like everyone else was a bit surprised too. Yeah, saying, wow, that's reasonable. Probably cheaper than rent these days, Richard said. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Brian O'Brien's just given us a coffee donation. Thank you so much, Brian. That's really kind of you. We really do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, there we go. When I say it's enjoyed, there we are. Lexi enjoyed her breakfast at St Giles in London. Yeah. My buddy Barry Welsh is fish god. Do you know?
No,
there we go.
I don't think so. It was funny when we used to go to France and I'd get talking to somebody and they'd say, oh, you're from the UK. Yeah, do you know my brother-in-law in Coventry? He's like Pierre. And I'm like, no, it's a big place.
Yeah. Right then. Do you want to get another question down? Because it's gone 10 to.
Oh, go on then. Quick.
And then we got something else to do then. Right, here we go with the last of the royal questions for tonight. And then we've got some pictures to show. So, on Christmas Day, 1066, William the Conqueror was the first monarch to be crowned at Westminster Abbey, which has remained the setting for every coronation since. So how many monarchs have been crowned at Westminster Abbey if you include King Charles III? So from William the Conqueror to King Charles III, 1066 to the present day, do you think it's 40 monarchs? That would be A. 60 monarchs? That would be B. Or 80 monarchs? That would be C.
Go. Oh, Flower Girl in Ward 17 used to clean hotel rooms while sleeping in a bunkhouse working at a ski resort. Oh, I always used to fancy working in a ski resort. I never did, but I used to fancy it because you were right by the skiing, so on your days off you could ski. As it is, I've never skied. I wouldn't want to try now. I don't bounce so much anymore at my age. Oh, Abigail Howe said all of them. Is she suspecting sneakiness?
No, I can't. No, you can't. No, it is. There is a number of monarchs. Really, the question is King Charles III the 40th monarch since 1066? Is he the 60th monarch since 1066? Or is he the 80th monarch? He's got to be one of them. Otherwise, I haven't got the correct answer here. There you go.
So, who's got it then?
Right, let's have a quick look. We are looking for the 40th monarch.
Right,
because we're talking a lot of years, aren't we? Nearly 1,000 years. Yep. So if you divide that up, that would give you 40 monarchs, roughly 25 years each. Well, Queen Victoria went well past that. Queen Elizabeth went well past that. But then some of the others didn't last so long. So on average, about 25 years a king or queen. So there we go. So we're looking for 40, which is A. And it's going to be a gold place podium again.
Oh, again.
For Colin Scott.
Well done, Colin.
Immediately followed by Bonnie Tyler fan 34.
Well done, Bonnie Tyler fan.
And then we go down a couple and find Sally Sendall.
Well done, Sally.
There we go. So it's Colin, Bonnie Tyler fan and Sally. You've got the A's. And you've got the first, second and third place.
Excellent.
Because he is the 40th monarch. Before that, they just went to the most convenient place, so whether it was down in Bath or wherever they were when they were appointing the kings, and they were switching from time to time with all the battles. But 1066, William the Conqueror established things as they kind of are now. Obviously, it's changed over 1,000 years, but they've all gone to Westminster Abbey. All gone to Westminster Abbey.
Right, so we need some pictures.
So we've got pictures now, and these pictures are of Adam. There's Adam. I know it's not clear from that picture. That could be somebody impersonating Adam, but I assure you that's Adam's cap. And there he is, front facing, cap on, alongside one of the trains. He was travelling on a train there. There he is alongside the train. And I believe we've got one of him with one of his friends. There we are between the trains. Because Adam is now working as a volunteer on the rail there. What do they call them when they bring railways back into thing? I can't remember. There's a word for it anyway. But he's working there on the railway, and I believe he's a guard. But we wanted to share those pictures, but we also wanted to share this image because Adam is doing a talk. The Victorian Mudlark, Sittingbourne's hidden treasure found in the creek. Mudlarker Adam, the Victorian Mudlark, is hosting a live talk. What's going to happen? Mudlark's talk, displayed finds, hold your town's history in the palm of your hand. Saturday the 17th of June 2023 from 11 until 3 p.m. Merston Hart. So there we go, folks. If you are in that part of the world,
might be worth popping in.
If you are somewhere in that vicinity, down Kent, Ashford, the sort of Dover, Coventry, not Coventry, what's the word? Where the Archbishop lives. Canterbury, all around that area. It's probably travelable. Then,
you've been drinking too much of that grape juice.
I know, that's slow. If you're in that part of the world, but even if not, I think what a wonderful thing for Adam to be doing. Putting on a historical display, doing a talk, and running a day's activities all around his hobby of mudlarking. And I love the fact that he's giving people the opportunity to hold their own history in the palm of their hand. That is absolutely fantastic. Yep. So I don't think Adam's in tonight. Because,
no, I haven't seen him anyway.
No, I know he's been working late shifts and all sorts, and doing a lot down at the railway line. So we just wish him well anyway in his absence, because I know he watches the catch-up, and I'm sure everybody else wishes him well on that. So on the 17th of June, Adam is going live, but not on YouTube. He's going live in the flesh, on the stage, and he's going to be doing a presentation. How brilliant is that?
Right,
we better have this last question. And you know what's coming, folks. How many times did Manky appear in this week's video? Was it A or 1, B 2, C 3?
Go.
What do you think? Do you think Manky appeared once, twice, or 3 times? There we go.
Here come the answers. 3 or 4 of you can going out of shot and back into shot when he was in Phil's inside pocket. We're going to have one of those weeks again.
Oh, yeah. 290. Richard, I think you're just over the top there.
Oh, thank you, Rufus. Right. I think, Richard, I do think you're a little bit...
Yeah, just slightly.
A little bit out there.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't got many guesses.
Oh, we got quite a few.
It's on my screen.
Quite a few. Lots and lots of C's down at the bottom. Lots of C's down at the bottom. Yeah, we got A4, A3 or 4, C3. We got, let's go with the Johnsons. Love you guys. We got... Thank you, Rufus. We got A 290, B3, C, 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 B, C, C, 2, C. Lots and lots of answers.
Yep.
Well, folks, I can tell you now, if you spotted Manky in my pocket, then the count is not going to be as accurate as we think. Because that was good. That was well spotted. The answer for tonight, which you'd have to use anyway, because obviously if you spot in my pocket, you'd have to go with a maximum answer, which is 3. And the answer tonight is 3 because the 3 that I was working with that were deliberate was when we were at the Manor and we showed the view across the valley from the Manor. Manky was stood on the wall looking at the view. When we were down at the motorbikes, he was having a ride on the motorbikes. And when we were down at the riverside, he was larking about under the bridge. Now, there were 2 other Manky filmings that didn't make it through the edit.
I missed them somehow.
Caroline managed to miss Manky looking in the garage window at the motorbikes and Manky climbing on a dragon.
Yeah.
But they got missed. But there were 3 that we put in deliberate. But obviously, the best answer you can give is C if you felt there were more. So we're playing safe. And we have got lots of C's, but we've got to go back to the top. And...
No, Abigail didn't see him in your pocket. I didn't either. But then again, I don't notice most things when I'm editing.
But it's okay because... now, I'm wondering if Carlin spotted him in my pocket.
Yeah, Carlin said I spotted him in Phil's inside pocket.
Right.
You're not supposed to have spotted him then.
Okay.
Phil's coat must have been a bit
And then
hiding him.
Ribble Finds and Crafts said 3 or 4 if you count. Then we got a C from Carlin because we got Carlin said 4 and then we got a C and then we got Rachel Bailey with a 3. So it doesn't change anything in as much as Carlin Scott, Ribble Finds and Crafts and Rachel Bailey are the first 3 to say 3.
Well done.
It's just that because Carlin put 4 at the top and then below it's a tussle for the top spot.
For the top spot. Ooh, there's a
But
mouthful.
Ribble Finds and Crafts, brilliant. Carlin Scott, you've had a fantastic night in the quiz. Rachel Bailey, well done. And all the other C's as well. And I'm going to have to rewatch that now
I
and
know.
see where he was in my pocket.
Yeah, you're going to have to make sure that jacket
Yeah, and
stays
if
closed.
anybody knows where the number is, then put the number up for me so that I
Yeah.
can find myself where he's peeking out of my pocket, the stinker. But he had a great time. He loved the motorbike. He absolutely loved it. And what a lovely guy. I walked up to this guy and I said, look, can I ask you a weird question? And he said, by all means. I said, we've got a panda and he wants to have a ride on your bike. He said, go on, go for it. And he was great because, of course, they are their pride and joy. These bikes, they shine, they look after them. And, it was fantastic.
Richard said, so the real question was, how many times did Phil see Manky? Which is completely different to how many times did other people see him.
Oh, no. Hey, I put Manky in the film 5 times. Caroline edited him out twice. So when I watched the video, I thought, he's not there.
There's a few bits I missed out. I'm not sure how I missed them out. But
Caroline, you had a bug first part of the week, weren't you? Caroline's been we're really pleased that she was well enough to come on tonight.
It was only Friday, really. Wasn't it? 24 hours. I had it Thursday night. No, Wednesday night, all the way through Thursday.
And you edited Thursday. That's what I'm saying. You were really out of it. So we're really pleased that your voice and everything's back tonight. But there we go, folks. It's all a bit of fun. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for all the lovely comments. Tonight, a big thank you to those who sent in pictures. Thank you to everyone that sent in the pictures that we were able to share. Big thank you to Oliver for being a star in our show this week.
Yes.
Certainly the superstar of the show with a great future ahead and a lovely young man. And thank you all for watching. Thank you to the 36 people that have given us a thumbs up. That is brilliant. And we'll see you all again soon.
Yes, so we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
have fun. Bye.